Squash XL Pro is an elite team that work hard to train, play and run squash events on our journey to climb the world rankings. Like, subscribe, comment, pick up some of our merch on Teespring.
Well, ready to get underway now at the third of the men's quarterfinals here at the BARFOOT Thompson Panmure Open. And you can see on the court there we have the left-hander Hock from Malaysia up against the right-hander Nicholas Calvert from Australia. Getting into a lengthy first rally. So we go through a long day of play for all of the players here. They'll be playing quarterfinals and also semi-finals this evening. And just watching the way these two work their way into the point. Of course, we do already have a couple of players through to the semi-finals. We have Lawamba Chalisi. He went through in straight sets over Anthony Lepper. And earlier on, we also had the Malaysian match and Duncan Lee winning over Amir Amiral in 4. So what it means is that Lawamba Chalisi will take on Duncan Lee in one semi-final, and we await the winner of these two matches coming up to see who the other semi-finalists will be in the men's. And that on that one, both players get happy to get into lengthy rallies to work their way into this point. Fairly cool outside and not overly warm on the court at the present time. Oh, good shot. Nice drive through on the forehand, keeps it nice and low and gets that point. Nicholas Calvert, a regular visitor to New Zealand. He's here last year for a number of the tournaments. And shot one of several Australians, and Hock, of course, one of quite a large group of young Malaysian players who are testing out their PSA tournaments this week and, of course, next week. BARFOOT Thompson Auckland Open at North Shore. So far, neither player managing to get much of an edge. We've had pretty much long rallies all the way through. And then you get, just as we say that, it all changes. So one of the first quick points so far for Hock. Top rally there from Nicholas Calvert, because Hock had himself in a good position early on in the rally and Calvert just kept himself going. And just reminding everybody that the finals from 1:45 tomorrow with the women's final, that's the PSA satellite, and the men's final 2 p.m. Pretty straightforward let there. Let's see what Hock can do on his serve. Just drives it through. And not able to pick it up this time. And again, no particular lead for either player. You've had Hock go out to 2 points. That's been the biggest advantage so far. That sounds like a clean hit. And again, it's just Calvert chipping his way back in. And doing quite well at the front of the court. And a big questioning from either player. Just nice and easy with the asking the officials about things, and then Hock probably more willing to actually go for his shots. He's had a couple winners now. Yeah, just jammed up against the wall. Couldn't lift it enough to get it over the tin. And again, we continue this very close first game. No player really been able to get any huge momentum. Cool. Great play, right up close to the wall and just a jab at the ball. Plenty of pace. Zipped away from Calvert. So now we got to 3 points, now the 4-point lead. And just asking for an explanation on that ruling. Ooh, and the error. And it's not what he wanted. That's the first big error from Calvert. Gee, well, that's a nice way to finish it there, the first game going to Hock. We're back in now for this, the second game. Good performance from Hock in the first. Just seemed a little bit more energised and able to win, say, 3 or 4 points on powerful shots that he could put away. And Calvert just questioning about whether it should be a let or perhaps a stroke. very lengthy rally to start this, the second. Just reminding you that already through to the semi-finals today, Luamba Chilisi and also Duncan Lee. Those two will play in the semi-finals from 6:15. And looking at a few of the other results. So the let called there, and Hock just seeming to control the rallies just a little bit more at the moment. He's just seems a little bit more of a controlled player. Calvert shows a lot more emotions. And was it a pickup? Yep, thumbs up from the refs. Another lengthy rally between these two. Quite entertaining to watch as they try and work each other around. Let's have a look. Now Hock actually entered the tournament with a ranking of 226 and Calvert at 216. But we'll recheck on those rankings in just a moment. And early in the first round we had Nicholas Calvert defeat Mason Smales in 4 games, whereas Hock had a straight game win over Alan Bailey. And so far the Australian Calvert in the second game, a couple of points up. I'm pleased about that. He's had to work very hard for just about any points. Nice play. So, 4-1. How quickly things change, albeit in the early stages so far. So Nicholas Calvert, who has re-established himself a little bit and calmed down a little bit, just managed to force a couple of errors out of his opponent. Been a little bit more patient in the second game. And there's a second error, or another error, from Hock. So let's see what Calvert can do here. And the traffic just got a little bit closer there between both players. And you've got the we'll just play a lap. And he's certainly questioning this one, Nicholas Calvert. Could have gone either way on the call, so who's serving? Oh, okay, we got that sorted out now. It is 6-3. Calvert in the lead here in the second after Hock took the first. 20-year-old from Malaysian. That's the 22-year-old Aussie. Oh, that's a decisive winner there from Hock. Up close to the wall and just loves to punch it away so low, and there was no way that Calvert could have got to that. It was flat, low and fast. Just the score correction there, it is 5-7, as you can see on the screen. Hock able to come back and make it 6-7 now. Pretty much jammed up against the wall and looking for the let there. Calvert was certainly using plenty of pace to actually race in. See what he can do now. He's had the opportunities in this the second. So after dropping the first, Calvert's managed to have a good start to the second, a little bit of a drop off, and now with a considerable lead, he's pretty keyed up for this one now. A little bit frustrated at a couple of the decisions during the middle. Oh, yeah, good reach. But not quite. He got the reach, but not quite the direction, that is. It was almost there. And that is a one-game all, and this the penultimate men's quarter-final. So a nice little turnaround between these two players. Hock pretty determined and hitting a few winners in the first, but then we had Nicholas Calvert come back quite strongly in the second. A little bit more of a control to his game. And this first point, though, Hock taking that. There was a more patient approach to the game from Calvert in the second, but just that whippy lefty forehand is certainly a weapon for Hock. Oh. So three quick points for Hock. And he'll be pleased with that. Quick points and a couple winners. And Hock again controlling the points very, very well. Changing the pace, able to finish off with a little drop. Lovely. Oh. Lovely wristy forehand from Hock. He even checked where his opponent was and played it just far too tight on that occasion. Almost like he had far too many options. And the only point that he's dropped so far in the third game, Hock, is one where he went for too much. Oh, that's a much better shot. That'll give Calvert a little bit more confidence. Don't forget the women's final tomorrow of the BARFOOT Thompson Panmure Open from 1:15, and the men's final from 2 p.m. Much better shot, and one that's been very successful for Hock. And mentioning about the finals, the trophies here named after the great Ross Norman, his old club. Oh, nice. Yeah, well played. Yeah, he's got to be happy with that. Controlled the last few shots. Little drop in the corner, followed by another one. Hock appeared to think that he was going to drive across court. Didn't quite occur. Just the look on Calvert's face. He's having to work very hard, and yet he just can't get a break in this, the third. Focused very nicely in the second, but this one, a couple more errors coming in from both players now. So he's got the 5-point lead. Let's see what he's going to do with the serve. Probably drive through it. He seems to like that. Oh, nice into the body. Yeah, we had a, I wouldn't say it was a mishit, but he had certainly an unorthodox shot in there, which helped him along that rally, did Hock. Well done. It's a nice slice off the ball for Hock to take that point and take the game. So he is now up by 2-1. So back in for the fourth game, and it is Hock from Malaysia leading Nicholas Calvert from Australia by 2-1. The left-handed Hock went on the offensive again in the third. Number of winners. Started very strong. And no let there. Well, the referee said no let. I think the ball had already zoomed past Calvert. He certainly hasn't been given one. Hock keen to get on with the rally straight away, no mucking around. He's had a couple of opportunities where he's tried to push just a little bit too much when he's had a winning opportunity. And there he goes, just plays the shot again without the ball this time. Puts it through his mind and, ooh, tight against the wall. Was going to be a tough one anyway. So, a couple of errors let Calvert back into this, the fourth game. And then you get that. He's a little bit hit and miss in this particular fourth game. Couldn't quite gather it up. Got himself into almost position, but the balance wasn't quite there for Calvert. And pretty tough. He was having to do a lot of movement there, Calvert. What's he looking for? He's not getting much sympathy from the officials. Although I don't think he's looking for sympathy. Just taking his time, walking to the corner. He's having to do so much work around the court. It's very difficult to get back up again, Calvert. And you could see Hock there was just so quick he was able to actually go around Calvert to get to that ball. He didn't wait for it to go past, he went around the front. Seems to have control of this match at the moment. Oh, recovers well. Keeps on recovering, fantastic play. Gee, he worked his way back into that rally very well, and in the end, just dropped away. But no matter what Calvert was trying to do, he just couldn't put Hock away in the point. So a mini comeback as such from Calvert for a couple of points, but not to last. Gee. Lightning quick reactions there from Hock as the ball came back close to his body, and he's able to flick it through again. It's certainly entertaining to watch, and a high serve from the backhand side. Jammed up against the wall. Didn't have much of a chance, just chastises himself, and still got a decent lead though. Certainly a very talented player, still only 20 years old, the Malaysian. Just ranked at 226 at the moment. Has been a little bit higher up in the world. The positional play there from Hock. Put himself right behind his opponent so he could go either way, but wasn't able to quite get there in the end. So a little bit of a comeback again from Calvert. A couple of points. It's a comeback. You gotta love that shot right from the back. Comes underneath it, gives it no pace, no lift. You can see how Hock really wants to attack at times. He used a lot of slice off the ball, and at that stage he was just charging forward. Made it very difficult. I mean, if it was going to come off, it was going to be a good winner. Instead, he just got a little bit too cracked up. And again, trying just a little bit too much. So Hock has let a few points go by here by trying almost too much. Now, coming back, and nice rally as well. And back to 8-all for Nicholas Calvert, just after Hock tried a bit too much on some of his shots. Probably just needed to be a little bit more steady in what he was doing. So it takes the first game ball and the first match ball as Hock from Malaysia. And this is the quarterfinals at the BARFOOT Thompson Panmure Open. And if he reaches the semi-finals, he'll equal his last tournament. Well played. Took control of that backhand. I was just saying that Hock made the semi-finals of his last tournament, which was a PSA 5, was the President's Trophy. He's had some good results of late. Quarterfinals, a couple of PSA Challenger Tour tournaments, and the semi-finals of his last event. I can certainly hit winners, albeit that they're on risky points sometimes. Some of those winners have worked on this particular game, and a few others haven't. And maybe he's just felt that he was confident enough to do it. Oh. So we don't need to say much to that. You can see from the expressions and hear from Nicholas Calvert. So it is still
Get it back, mate.
game ball. Yeah, not overly amused at that one. He still gets the lead. And Nicholas Calvert he's going to, how's he going to cope with this one? He's going to go for it. There we go, and it is a 4-game win to Hock from Malaysia, and defeats Nicholas Calvert in 4 games here. He'll go through the semi-finals to be played later on this evening at the BARFOOT Thompson Panmure Open.